This is a question I get asked all the time. What is the difference between somatic therapy and talk therapy? And more importantly, how do you know which one is right for you? If you've been doing therapy, journaling, analyzing all of your patterns, reading all of the books, but your body still feels anxious, shut down, reactive, or stuck, this video is going to give you so much clarity. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share a really short microsomatic practice to help your nervous system soften. So let's begin. Hey loves, if you don't know me, my name is Amber. I'm a somatic and embodiment coach. I help people heal from trauma, anxiety, and burnout, reclaim their lives, and build a life that's actually nourishing and fulfilling and meaningful. So if that sounds like you, then you are in the right place. Get cozy, get your blanket, get your tea, whatever helps you feel nourished, and let's get into it. So let's talk a little bit about what talk therapy is actually designed for. Talk therapy can really help you to understand your thoughts, your patterns, your beliefs, and your history. And it can really help to give language to things that may have never been really spoken. And for many of us, being able to have an experience where what we're feeling is spoken back to us and validated in and of itself can be extremely healing and supportive. So traditional talk therapy generally works on the level of the mind. So that looks like meaning making, story, insights, interpretations, emotional awareness, and cognitive understanding. And those things are really important and they can be really helpful. But talking about your experience doesn't always shift what your nervous system learned during the actual moment of the harm. You can know you're safe and still not feel safe, because safety isn't a thought, it's an experience that happens in our body. It's a body state. And that's where somatic healing comes in. It's one of the ways that we learn how to actually align what we care about with our actions, because it's easy to care about and believe in things, but it's a whole different thing to actually act in ways and take the physical steps that align with that thing that you care about. And somatics is where we learn how to bring both of those pieces together. Think of your body as the place where trauma lives, not the story of what happened, but the way that your body and your system adapted in order to protect you. Maybe your shoulders live up by your ears. Maybe you notice that your breath stays shallow all the time. Maybe you collapse inward or freeze or dissociate or overfunction. Somatic healing helps your body release stuck survival energy, complete responses in your body that got stuck and interrupted, relearn how to feel without the feeling overwhelming your body, and increase your capacity to live life, to manage the different experiences in life, and to widen your capacity to actually feel without feeling too overwhelming. It can help you to build a sense of safety in your body. This is extremely important because oftentimes we try to control our external environment because we're seeking calm and regulation and safety from the world around us, but really we need to cultivate that safety internally, which is what's going to make our external spaces feel more safe and more grounding for us, and to be able to come back into connection with your body and yourself. Instead of, why am I like this? Somatics asks us, what is our body trying to say and what does it need right now? And somatics isn't really a replacement of talk therapy. It's something that complements and goes with it really well. Just like talk therapy isn't a replacement for somatics. Both of these are really potent and powerful tools, and they can be really supportive to you at different phases and places that you're at in your journey, or by using them both together. So somebody that's really just starting to learn about trauma and experience and what's happening in their body, talk therapy can be a really great place to start for that, because you start to get more awareness around the concepts of understanding what trauma is and how all of these different life experiences you've had have impacted your body, and you can actually start to feel that sense of being validated in your experience and understood, and have that cognitive support. And then somatics, once you have really started to understand that language and have gotten a little bit of support under your belt, somatics can be a really great place to deepen into this work, because this is the place where you actually start to work with the sensations and things that are happening in your body. So our bodies speak the language of sensation. And in order for us to heal, we have to learn how to listen to what our bodies are trying to tell us through these sensations. So it can be really annoying, for example, to have a panic attack. That can feel really frustrating. But panic attacks are our body trying to speak to us and tell us something. So we want to get really familiar and really start to learn, what is it that my body is trying to tell me? And the more that we learn that language, the more we can listen to those signals, and the more that we can start to understand what's happening in our body before it has to get into that danger zone in that space. And somatics can be really helpful in helping us to do that. So you might be somebody who could really benefit from somatic therapy if you understand your trauma and the experiences that you've had, but you still feel it living in your body. You keep repeating the same emotional cycles over and over again, even though you know these are habits or patterns that you don't want to engage in anymore, but for some reason you keep going back to them over and over again, and it feels like you don't really have a choice. You feel anxious, but you don't really know why, or you feel like you have no reason of why you're feeling this way. It just kind of happens. Your body goes into shutdown even when you logically know everything is okay. You struggle to access your emotions. You can name your patterns and you have a lot of self-awareness, but you don't know how to shift them. And you feel disconnected from your body, your intuition, and your boundaries. These are all things that somatics works really well with to help you to heal from and move through. Trauma doesn't just leave a memory in our minds, it leaves a psychological imprint on our bodies. And your nervous system, your body is not broken. It has adapted based on the experiences that it's had. And somatic work really helps you find your way back home. Let's do a tiny practice together so that you can feel the difference. You can do this practice seated or standing or laying down, whatever feels right for you in this moment. So just taking a moment to soften your eyes. You can even close your eyes and start to open them, imagining that you're like a baby kitten. And you're just really slowly starting to open your eyes for the first time. Sometimes that helps me to be able to soften my gaze. So just take a moment to soften your eyes. And as you soften your eyes, just take a moment to notice the space, the room you're in, and notice if you can find something in your space to connect with. It could be a plant, it could be a blanket, and just bring your attention to that thing, something in your space that brings you just the tiniest bit of curiosity or relaxation or calm. And as you gaze at this object, just notice what's happening in your body. What sensations are here right now? Do you notice warmth or coldness or tightness? Do you notice tingling, or maybe you don't notice anything at all? All of these sensations are welcome. Now just taking a moment to inhale through your nose and exhale with a sigh. 2 more times. Inhale through your nose and exhale with a sigh. Last time. Inhale through your nose and exhale with a sigh. And now just bringing a really tiny movement to your body, maybe just opening very slowly your jaw. If you feel a little tightness there, you can bring your hands very gently there to offer support, and just opening your jaw and slowly closing it. You can bring a little bit of subtle movement to your neck, moving it slowly left, remembering to breathe, bringing it to center, and then moving it slowly the other way while you breathe. And then bringing your shoulders up and letting them drop down. And bringing your shoulders up, letting them drop down. And one last time, bringing your shoulders up and letting them drop down. And now just taking a moment to notice even the tiniest shift in your body. Do you notice any less intensity in any part of your body? Do you notice more space somewhere in your body? Do you notice a little more presence in your body? This is how somatic practice works, not through force, but through really gentle connection. Try this micro practice again tomorrow and see if you notice anything change. And if you want more somatic tools, rituals, and nervous system support, make sure you subscribe. And I would love to hear in the comments, what did you notice in your body after this practice? Take care of your body, take care of your softness, and I'll see you next week in the next video.